So you're thinking about moving to Vegas, but you're also wondering where you're going to find a job. We've got the top employers coming up next. Hi, I'm Mike with Snowbird Nation, brokered by eXp Realty. And if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, hit the link below and pick up our relocation guide. Okay, let's dive into it. So we want to talk essentially about two lists. Where might you find the better chances of getting a job? And where might you be the happiest in your job? What do I mean by that? Well, the first list we're going to hit right now is the list of the top employers by number of employees right here in Vegas. So if you're moving to Vegas and you're wondering if you're going to be able to find a job, we've got all that right here. It's not going to be too much of a surprise to find out that perhaps crossing both lists, and certainly the list that we're going to cover first with the most number of employees, are in the entertainment industry, and most specifically, the gambling industry. So here you are, number one, MGM Grand Resorts International. MGM Grand Resorts International has a total, you ready for this? About 77,000 people working for them right here in Vegas. Not too far behind them, Caesars Entertainment, about 65,000. So both of these really high on just the number. The sheer number tells you that if you're looking for a job, you got probably your quickest and best odds right there. Dropping down to number three, Las Vegas Sands, 55,000 people. Number four might actually be a bit of a sleeper. Number four is one of those things that doesn't quite fit the mold of what we know about Vegas. It's called Johnson Electric. This is an organization that actually builds electrical motors and things like this. And so it's not probably what we often think of when we think Vegas and employment, but Johnson Electric, also a very big employer, coming in at number four. Number five, we're going to flip back into the entertainment and hospitality industry. That's Wynn Resorts. Number six, Boyd Gaming. Number seven, folks, this is again one of those, you didn't expect it, but it has to be true, right? Clark County School District. So let's face it, if gambling and a lot of the gambling revenues and things like this and are supporting families, and families are having children, they obviously have to get involved in schools. Check out one of our other videos for the actual concepts and comments about the school districts here and how to find a good school. But the schools are big because people are here. And if people are raising families, obviously we need to actually have good schools in order to educate them. So the school district coming in next. Coming in at number eight, IGT, the International Gaming Technology. This is the company that's actually going to match the demand for all the people that are coming in that want to gamble and come in for the tourism aspect. Some organization has to be available and at the ready to maintain all of the machines and the technology involved in the gambling industry itself. Number nine, no surprise here, Station Casinos. And coming in at number 10, just based on the sheer number of employees, probably not a big surprise. Most of us have heard of it. One of the greatest destinations that all of us might tend to try to think about, I want to go there one day, and that's the Venetian. Okay, the second list I want to talk about today. We talked about the first list being the top 10 organizations that are just based on the sheer number of employees. When I say the best places to work, we're talking about surveys that have been done by the employees specifically throughout Las Vegas, and these are the highest ranked places that people are the happiest. So it's one thing if you're going to come here, and when you decide you're going to move to Vegas and you need to find a job, it's one thing that you can get a job probably based on the odds at one of the top 10 based on the sheer number of employees, because turnover rate becomes huge in organizations like that, and so they're always hiring, growth, expansion, turnover, attrition, etc. Now, how about once you get that job, or if you're lucky enough to target the places that people think are the best, meaning they're the happiest, they're the most comfortable, they're the most satisfied based on surveys throughout the entire area of Vegas. Here they are. Coming in at number one, Scientific Games. This is again one of those organizations that is there to support the demand for tourism, support the actual gaming technology that's out there, including things like the lottery. Number two might be a bit of a surprise, and then again it might not, because when we get all the tourists here and everyone wants to move around from place to place to place, logging over 50 million miles a year, Yellow Cab. And the people who actually work for Yellow Cab seem to be some of the happiest drivers around. Number three comes in as Southwest Gas Corporation. Number four, Boyd Gaming. Again, connected to the casino and gaming industry. There we go. There's a theme here if you're catching on. Except for number five. Number 5, similar to the checker cab concept, but Allegiant Airlines. Allegiant Airlines, one of those smaller airlines, regional airlines that kind of have come up in the last few years as being a happy, friendly, and a budget-conscious airline, but the people who work for the company seem to be very comfortable and happy to be doing it. Number 6, the Palms Casino Resort. Number 7, Full House Resorts. Number 8 is where we get the real first crossover, IGT, International Gaming Technology. When we're actually getting one of those companies that kind of hits that sweet spot between being one of the top employers by the number of employees and one of the rated best employers where people are comfortable and happy and satisfied, I think that's probably one of those cross sections that we ought to be thinking, if there's an opportunity here when I move to Vegas, that's one of those things that needs to be on the top of my prospect list. Number 9 is a company called Switch, one of these organizations that's really heavily involved in data center management. And finally, number 10 on this list, another crossover, the Las Vegas Sands. And there you have it. If you're looking to actually move to Vegas and you need to find employment, these are your top 10 lists. Number 1 by number of employees, and number 2 surveyed as the best places to work in Vegas. So if you're looking to move to Vegas, don't forget to click the button below to connect with me, connect with us here at Snowbird Nation, get your relocation guide, and remember, only you can make your real estate dreams take flight.